Hey, welcome to Long Distance Sisters.
I'm Tori.
I'm MacKenna.
And I'm Serena.
Come chat with us while we're far apart.
Okay, let's get started.
All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our very first episode of Long Distance Sisters. I'm Tori. I know you just learned that. And we're going to go around and kind of introduce ourselves. You guys want to say your names first?
I'm MacKenna. I'm the middle sister.
I'm Serena. I'm the youngest.
And Tori. I'm the oldest. So I guess I'll start.
Of course. We'll go in order every time.
Yes, always birth order.
Always perfect.
I'm Tori. I am 27. I am a physical therapist. I have a doctor in physical therapy that I got at Northeastern University. Graduated in 2019. I currently live in Orlando, Florida, well, outside of Orlando, Florida, to be close to the mouse because I'm a Disney adult.
Yes, say that now so we get those people who hate that to click away.
And
Disney will come up.
I have a French bulldog named Flynn who's rolling around on the floor next to me. And I love coffee. So yeah. And I'm in the process of starting my own business, guys. So we'll probably talk about that at some point. All right, on to MacKenna.
Okay. Yes, I'm MacKenna, the middle sister. I am 23, currently located on Jekyll Island, Georgia, where I'm spending a year doing AmeriCorps service at the Georgia Sea Turtle Center in the husbandry department. So I basically spend my days working with turtles and tortoises, which also involves cleaning them out. It's not as glamorous as you think, which I didn't think it would be glamorous, just putting that out there.
But it's every marine biologist's kid's dream job.
To net out turtle feces, yes.
Mm-hmm. I know that.
Yeah. And then, Flinny!
Mr. Flynn!
Yeah, for those of you watching the video version, my dog is currently spazzing on my lap.
He has interrupted Mr. Flynn.
Always.
Little Flinny. Okay. I graduated from the University of Georgia in 2020. Not a great time to graduate job-wise. With a major in fisheries and wildlife. And then I graduated in 2021 from the University of Florida with a master's of fisheries and aquatic sciences. So, and then, I don't know, I love Disney, like all of us here. I'm going next week. I'll be staying with Tori. Very excited.
Family in Orlando.
Yeah, so glad. So glad.
Any other interests, MacKenna, that you wanted to mention?
I tumble one night a week at a cheerleading gym. That is the best money I've spent on myself outside of Disney.
Okay. I'm Serena, again, the youngest. I am currently at the University of New Hampshire. It's near the coast of New Hampshire. And I'm studying earth science. I'm in my senior year. After these finals and winter break, I will have one semester left, graduate in May. I like traveling, but who doesn't like traveling? I like Taylor Swift. I like coffee. I like hiking to a certain extent. I also kind of hate it, but after I do it, I like it. And having a general existential crisis.
You're doing that.
I know.
It's just
I do it a lot, so it must be a hobby.
Nice. Awesome. So a little bit about why we're starting this podcast. As you can tell, we all live pretty far apart from each other. Right now, McKenna and I are relatively close. It's still like
3.5 hours.
3.5. That's it. Oh, I was like 7 hours. McKenna and I are relatively close, but that's kind of a new thing, and it's only for a year. And who knows where you two will be a year from now? Like, you could literally be living anywhere. And it's been a while that we've lived far apart, and we don't really talk as much as we feel like we should, just because it's hard. Life gets in the way. We're all busy with college and careers and everything. So we wanted to have a reason to hold us accountable, to talk and connect more, and know what's going on in each other's life. So I decided we should cash in on the fact that Serena is a great storyteller, and we all have very diverse interests. We've done a lot of different things in our lives. So we have a lot to talk about, and we wanted to share that and be able to connect with each other and connect with a bigger community as well. So, yeah.
I'm not saying I'm a great storyteller. I just am not afraid to tell the bad stories.
But she's a good storyteller. I'm bad. I'm not great.
I'm bad.
I don't think I pause a lot when I talk, so we'll see how this goes.
Yeah, but you've got good timing.
I
You're the comedic relief of the trio.
Yeah. I just lose track and go way
get
away.
into the details just more and more and more.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so as our first episode, we wanted to talk about the myths of oldest, middle, and youngest defining your personality traits. So we're going to kind of go through some online resources that share, what oldest children are usually like, middle, youngest, and decide if we think it's true about each other.
Mm-hmm.
So that should be interesting.
This is what I pulled up. Oldest, like Tori, natural leader. That's she's the one that got this podcast going and came up with the idea for it. Not saying we always follow her, but in this case we did.
But she tries to lead.
I would say out of this, the three of us, it's easy for me to lead, but in life it's hard for me to lead. But I am starting a business. So.
Yeah, that's good though. Within the group, I could say you're a leader. Yeah.
High achiever. I feel like that really applies to all of us.
Yeah.
You could say that.
I feel like it's usually people say the first kind of sets the standard though.
Exactly. So you are the one who you weren't interested in this sport. So you did it. McKenna did it. I did it. You had this club and this club, and you kind of set the stage, and we just kind of decide if we wanted to do it too.
And so
she's the one that started watching Goma Girls, and we were like, "Oh, we'll join you."
Yes.
But then we also went off and did our own thing. I did lacrosse and stuff, and Serena did
lacrosse.
Okay, organized. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
She's always been organized. Okay, on time. I don't. I'm not on time. So Tori, are you on time?
Pretty much. I'm either early or a couple minutes late.
Yeah.
Or really early.
Yeah, to I find it's if it's to important things like class or meeting, then it's on time. But if it's something like this, if you're late,
I'm always a few minutes early or on time to work. But for social stuff, I'm late. I'm always late.
Social stuff.
If I say I'll be there in 15 minutes, I'll be there in 30 to 45 minutes.
I'm usually early to social stuff and work and stuff, but then I don't know, sometimes it just doesn't happen.
Social stuff, I've gotten better about being on time. I don't know if I'm fully on time yet, but I've gotten better.
Well, some social stuff I've gotten better at not being on time because I don't want to be the first one there. So I'll be like, no, Tori, Don't leave.
I like being the first one there because then I can like get comfortable.
I mean, it depends what it is.
Yeah, true.
Okay, next is know-it-all. You're not the only know-it-all, though.
Very true. We all are. Everyone is.
A little
Yeah.
You
But you
know?
definitely can't say you're not a know-it-all, because you are.
because we're all a little bit stubborn. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I
the
mean,
next-
I think it's just common for everyone to be a know-it-all. Know-it-all about.
like
Or maybe it's like a high achiever thing. Like we set that standard for ourselves, and then we always want to be the one, like, prove to other people we're right.
I try not to prove to other people that I'm the one who's right, because then that kind of creates like a
weird vibe.
it's a like negative interaction.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to
Just
intentionally,
like not to the point where it's like forceful, but just like casually like throwing it out there.
but I don't want to make anyone. I'm trying to be better about making people not feel bad.
Me too.
I'm
Me too.
No, I know. Like I'm the same way. Sometimes I feel like in certain situations I'm like hyper observant of things. But like at the same time I don't want to let other people know that I observed them. So I like try not to like be a know-it-all in that kind of situation.
Yeah, exactly. Like sometimes it's just gotta learn to let it go.
Exactly.
The argument MacKenna and I had before we started.
After we started that we cut out.
After we started that we'll be cutting it out.
Yeah.
Because I got way into
Out of
the
first
details of something.
Listeners, we already had our first argument about 3 minutes into our first podcast.
Yeah.
So, Anna.
For a treat sticking with us.
Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of our track record, though.
Yeah. I'm sorry too, I guess.
It's okay. Hey.
Well,
hug until you love each other.
that's what our mom used to say.
Kiss.
And then she wouldn't really make us follow through on it.
No. Oh, we never had any follow through, I feel like. Ever.
You're grounded. Like
MacKenna
for 2 days, but
MacKenna
like,
was
after that.
MacKenna was grounded so much
yeah.
when you were in high school and like it.
The most
It's not like I did much outside of clubs and cheerleading.
Yeah.
follow through I ever remember is the night MacKenna sat at the kitchen table the entire night. Because
Was that when I had my like AP biology poster to do?
I don't know. It was mom.
you wouldn't eat something.
Yeah.
You just
Mom, I remember.
At like 7 a.m. you're still sitting at the kitchen table.
Well,
I
okay,
blocked that from my memory.
so mom made it was a cold soup, like a cold blueberry soup.
Oh, I hate soup. I
A
hate soup.
smoothie. Essentially,
No, it was that strawberry soup that she always made.
People like
whatever. Yeah, it was like basically a smoothie bowl, and MacKenna was like, "It has too much sugar. I can't eat it." And mom was so mad because MacKenna has she grew up with a more specific diet due to personal interest, and so she was always complicated in the food region, which is fine. But it always led to her and mom getting into lots of arguments about what she would and wouldn't eat. And this was one of those, and mom couldn't take it anymore. So MacKenna sat at the kitchen table all night long.
what it was, blueberry soup.
I think so. It's like whatever. It was a cold fruit soup.
Because I don't think I ate it because I don't tend to like those.
I'm sure you tried it after that.
Yeah, it was.
I remember this.
The fact of the matter that mom made something MacKenna that was within MacKenna's restrictions, and she still wouldn't eat it. But anyway.
That's so funny. All right.
Not restrictions.
Remember,
They didn't feel restricted.
Well, whatever.
not restrictions to you, but within all your specifications, mom, made something that fit.
You thought.
But you just personally did not enjoy it.
let's just move on to the next thing. Bossy. Yes.
Yeah.
Tori is bossy. She's always been bossy.
Hey,
And I have rebelled.
leader.
Bossy. Leader requires followers.
Yeah, but do they ever call boys bossy? Just
Yeah.
the way a woman who speaks her mind.
I call boys bossy.
You can call boys bossy.
Like my managers were bossy. I think that
If you're your boss.
I think that Tori was bossy while we were growing up, but now she has morphed into leader of the three.
I can see that.
Of the charmed one.
The charmed queen.
You're Prue. Oh my god.
That would be Piper.
What's that?
Hmm?
Oh, who marries the angel?
Yeah.
We're talking about Charmed, by the way, if you haven't seen
I
Charmed.
mean, Piper is basically the oldest because
It's another show Tori got us into.
yeah.
Yeah. Very true.
Like Buffy and
Oh my god. So many shows. Okay. Keep going.
Okay. Responsible.
Yeah.
Adult pleaser. Like suck up.
I mean, I wouldn't know because we weren't like
I
in
feel like you
school,
probably
like-
sucked up to your teacher.
And I feel like in general that's just like rule follower, which like I would.
Goody two shoes.
Yeah. I think we were all rule followers.
I didn't necessarily go out of my way to like suck up to teachers. Like I wasn't like, oh,
Yeah. I don't think any of us were suck ups. I think we just
clean your whiteboard. No, like I was the minimum. But
I was sometimes to my AP biology teacher. I wanted a good recommendation.
Oh.
fair enough. Fair enough. What's next?
The last one is obeys the rules.
We just said rule follower.
Yeah. Okay.
Not society's rules.
Or even mom and dad's rules. You would argue with them a lot about their rules. A lot.
And then I would argue with them less. And then
Oh,
they just wouldn't apply to Serena.
No, I used reasonable arguments and mom was just too tired.
All right. Middle child. Flexible. As I grow up more, I'm still stubborn. And I was even more stubborn as a kid.
Yeah. You were rough as a kid. I remember, here's a story. I remember
every time with Serena.
I remember when it was like Christmas one year and we were in the kitchen and MacKenna was going to make a dessert that year. Because this was the point in her life where she was like, I'm going to be a chef. And like mom and dad got her like a chef hat for Christmas and everything. And
Chef and marine biologist. And star soccer player.
You had big dreams. Ambition.
And MacKenna also got like it was like some kind of like Pillsbury themed cookbook, something like that. And in the recipe she was supposed to make, it included like some very specific, like it was Pillsbury dough. Like it had to be like, it said in the ingredients, Pillsbury brand, blah, 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 blah. And mom didn't buy that. She bought like the off brand or another brand that didn't say Pillsbury on it. And MacKenna threw this huge temper tantrum, being like, I cannot make this recipe because
The recipe's not going to work.
that is not the ingredient listed. That I can't make it. Now my mom and her are screaming in the kitchen. It's Christmas. Everyone wants dessert. And like they're just going back and forth. MacKenna's crying. You got the wrong thing. And mom's like, no, I didn't. It's the same thing, just not that brand. And MacKenna was very not flexible at all.
And product placement yet.
All right, next.
Easygoing. As I age, I'm getting better.
Okay.
Things you're extremely easygoing, like your clothing. But at the same time, that is what makes you so stubborn.
Like low maintenance. I would say I'm lower maintenance, except for food. But I'm lower maintenance. Like right now, it's just
low maintenance, but high maintenance.
yeah.
Like you personally take a lot of maintenance with yourself.
You're an extreme. Like on any given thing, you're either extremely high maintenance about it or no maintenance.
But like the high maintenance parts are like, I take care of that. I don't expect someone else to handle that.
Yeah.
Everything else, I'm like, okay, like whatever, I'm there.
I've heard otherwise.
At least at work at stuff, I'm easygoing. Like, I just do whatever.
Yeah, like socially, I think you're easygoing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Not with you guys though. Social, no. I'm an introvert. I'm like the person who's like social with the people I know.
I feel like that's how Tori is too, but you're a weird introvert because it always didn't match up to me because you spent a lot of time at home, like not seeing friends or anyone, like you just prefer to be at home, but then you put yourself in these very social situations. Like you were on a cheerleading team and that takes you have to be very social to be on a cheerleading team. You were in a sorority in college. That is literally a club based on being social. And I was like, how is MacKenna doing this? She is the most introverted person, but yet she still like was a part of these organizations.
I get big short doses of social interaction and then I can be by myself.
And I feel like I get it too, because when you're not very social, you have to put yourself in situations where you're kind of forced to make friends, or like it's kind of laid out for you to make friends. So like joining a team or joining a club, like is the only way to meet people if in just general social life, you're quiet. Because you're not.
Well, I did cheerleading mostly because I just love the sport, not so much for the social part.
Mm-hmm.
But I did meet my best friend and then joined my best friend's sorority. So.
All right, next.
Peacemakers. Not in the family, but there were times like when my friend group at school would be fighting and I'd be like the one in the middle, like the Switzerland, and I'd talk to each side and I'd get them to reconcile.
But with us and in our household, no.
I don't think we had like a peacemaker in our house at all. Like we would all bicker.
Yeah.
And I think Dad.
It was you, Serena, until you were a teenager. Once you became a teenager,
no.
You got
once she was a preteen, once her and I started sharing a bedroom, she stopped being the peacemaker.
Well, yeah, that makes sense. And I think
like when you were little, you were very much like, okay.
And I feel like Dad always tries to be the peacemaker, but
then he just ends up getting angry.
Yeah. He just yells. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Independent. We kind of already covered that.
I think we're all pretty independent.
Yeah. Secretive.
Well, I don't want to ignore the fact that we
are still somewhat dependent on our parents.
Yes, we are still dependent on our parents. And
like health insurance. Not Tori.
Yeah.
But Tori's still on the family cell phone plan.
Yeah, but that's because it's cheaper that way.
Yeah. Do you like send mom money to cover your part in the plan?
And then it's the only thing she pays for. I think it's okay.
Well, and Netflix and Disney Plus.
Your Apple Music, Serena.
Okay, stop paying for that. Let me pay for it. I don't know why you've been paying for it.
Because you just set it up and didn't look who was paid.
I just thought it would go to our cell phone bill.
What? No, it goes to the Apple. I also pay for both of you guys to have extra storage on your phone, but I chose that.
Well, thank you. But yeah, let's work out the Apple.
That's
Music.
only $1 a month, so that's okay.
Well, let's work out the Apple Music because I don't know why you've been paying for it, and I've had it for like a few years.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah. Don't get me anything. You've covered it.
What's next, MacKenna?
Secretive. You guys wouldn't know. I would know. Yes.
I mean, I think you keep yourself new.
Recently revealed to us that you did like years ago.
What?
Wasn't there something you recently revealed to us that you did years ago?
I think you just kept to yourself.
Yeah.
Like
or like when I went the night I got my first kiss, like I didn't tell mom and dad where I was going or anything.
Yeah, that kind of,
oh,
I think you're more secretive one. Except for at the beach.
no,
Except for at the beach.
that was secretive. I just saw it.
Oh, that, yeah.
But I do feel like you share less about like boys and relationships growing up.
I mean, I didn't have a relationship growing up.
But dating and whatnot.
I didn't date.
In high school,
I never dated in high school. Only once
college then.
I got to college.
Was that
Your first date?
me time?
My first date was sophomore year.
Let me speak. Okay, was that the night you got your first kiss? Was that the night we found your clothes in the storage room of our apartment building? MacKenna, so this is another story.
What?
Tori, you don't know this? Okay, so
we taken for your first kiss.
No. So what happened was MacKenna like left to go hang out with friends or something or whatever she told us. Like she was going to a sleepover at a friend or something like that. Going to a friend's house just to hang out.
Which was true.
Yeah. And so we were like, oh, okay. And for some reason, I guess it was just mom, dad, and I. At this time in our lives, we lived in an apartment building. And in the below ground levels of the apartment building, each apartment had a storage locker, essentially. And for some reason, we had to go down to the storage locker. I don't know if mom was suspicious in the way that she gets suspicious, or if like we actually had to grab something. But we were like about to leave the house or we were leaving the building and we were like, had to stop at the storage locker. And we just see like a pile of clothes just tucked under like the door to our locker. And it's like a big metal cage. And we're like, what the heck? And it was the clothes MacKenna left in.
T-shirt and shorts.
And we were like, why did she leave her clothes here? And then we were like, oh my God, it's because she changed into another like cuter outfit.
I'm pretty sure mom's first thought was like, someone murdered her and left her clothes here.
And put it in our storage locker because they know where it was.
Exactly.
No, I think mom's first thought was she changed her clothes and so
she lied to us.
Because I feel like mom probably did the same thing when she was younger. And I think that's why she's so anxious about us, because she thinks we'll do what she did. But literally, no, we like staying at home.
Even though everything turned out perfectly fine for her. Nothing came of any of it.
Oh well, I digress.
Yeah. The whole effort was from Supre.
That's like
if you've ever been to Australia or mall in Australia, you know.
Yes, for reference, we lived in Australia for 2 years, and that is where this occurred.
Supre was like the Abercrombie and Fitch of Australia.
It was like Forever 21.
No, it was like
no.
It was like the
Hollister? No, not that hipstery. I'd say Abercrombie.
It kind of had like
Express or Charlotte Russe.
Charlotte Russe. That's a good description. Charlotte Russe. Like trendy, but like not quite right.
Like cheaply made.
Yeah.
What's
Are we doing something? Yeah.
Next on the list, my made feel life is unfair. I definitely did as a kid. I definitely did. But now I'm just like, it worked out. All is good now.
Really?
But yeah, definitely felt it as a kid.
I'm glad you have that outlook on life now.
Well, that's how I feel about like how I was like bullied when I was younger, but I'm like, I'm a better person now.
Yeah.
We can hope.
Well, I'm better than I was as a kid.
Also,
Yes, of course.
and I go back to how it said the middle child was independent, and us all that McKenna couldn't get herself on the bus.
Oh my God, it was so embarrassing. I used to have to, because McKenna and I went to like elementary school at the same time because we're only 2 years apart. And I used to have to tell the bus driver because the stop was at our driveway. I used to have to tell the bus driver as like a little kid to please wait a few more minutes because my sister wasn't ready yet, but she was coming out. And then sometimes mom would stand at the door and just wave the bus on.
Like, she's nowhere near ready. I had one speed.
Which I don't understand because you used to wake up like so early. I don't know how you could be late for school. I don't know what you were doing.
I just need time to wake up in the morning. But now I know, and I wake up, I give myself time to wake up in the morning. And I have that built into my morning routine.
There we go.
And now I'm always a few minutes early to work.
What's next?
Strong negotiator. I don't think so.
Yeah, no.
I'm just gonna move on. Generous. That like I volunteered at the Georgia Aquarium and at an animal sanctuary in college sometimes.
And that all the Christmas gifts you gave us were things from your room that you didn't want any longer.
No, there are things from like the book fair that cost like $1. Or the fun fair or something.
No, they were the magazine that you read and were done with that you gave to us.
The cup you got for free.
The convenient cup that is of great use to you guys.
The nail polish color you didn't like.
Did I really give that as a gift from you?
Yeah.
Probably.
You
Yeah.
gave lots of stuff just from your room. Found
rubber pencil that I didn't use because I bought it for a gift. But it was $1, so you guys called me cheap. I was like, at least I got you something not used.
Yes, we are thankful for any gift yet.
I've been good.
You use the rubber pencil because you needed a pencil. And then give it to us.
No, I did not use it. It wasn't even like, I don't know. It wasn't used.
All right,
I've gotten better, just so you guys all know. I'm better.
We are lucky enough to receive gifts, whatever they are, and we don't need gifts to show our love and appreciation for each other.
If only you felt that when you were younger.
If only, we were down to roast you, so. But you're probably generous now. I don't think that applies to when we were kids because like that's I don't know.
Those are our formative years. We're not quite who we are yet.
I think we're all pretty generous.
I think everyone can always do better.
I remember like on vacations, I would always make sure I bought like everyone a gift. You guys, even though you were there with me.
Yeah. I just, as an older sister, I feel like this is an older sibling thing because I would see my friend Sophia do it with her younger siblings, where she would just like pay for their things without like trying to get a refund from mom and dad. Like, and you would do that too. You'd be like, oh, I'll just pay for it. Like when we were in Denver in March, in April, I don't know when that was. When we were in Denver, you were like, oh, like I'll just buy it for you. Like I'll just get it. Like, oh, I'll get breakfast.
Now I have like real income. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Girl money.
And like when I came to visit for a couple weeks over the summer, you and Kai are always like, oh, we'll pay for your drinks.
What's next?
Okay, next is for the youngest. Risk taker. Outgoing.
Okay.
Out of the three of us, you're definitely.
Oh, yeah.
Creative. I think we've settled that we've decided that Tori is the most creative.
I am.
First ever drawing class for reference. She's showing her great works of art. If you're watching the video.
Thank you. I'm an intro to drawing. Thank you. Creative.
I feel like we decided long ago that Tori is the creative one. But we're all like somewhat creative. We were all in Odyssey of the Mind, which is a creative problem solving competition.
Like our mom is creative, so I feel like we just all are little.
Yeah.
Probably the most, maybe like I do creative things the most.
Mm-hmm.
I like acting and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Sounds right.
Self-centered. No.
I wouldn't say.
I mean,
maybe somewhat when she was little, but not really now.
Like in that video. Now it's my turn. Oh man. And I think some things like when you were a teenager, like not wanting to go to family dinner out, like I don't know. Like I think that hit mom and dad a little harder, whereas you were just like, I don't feel it. But
yeah, I mean,
that's not like the worst self-centered thing.
Yeah. I mean, when anyone's a teenager, they're mean and they think, oh, my life is so hard. Exactly. Blah, blah, I hate this life.
Just
blah, blah, blah.
Live in my robe.
Yeah.
I feel like I didn't really hit that like life is hard. I don't want to like be around my family part until like college. Like I don't feel like mom and dad agree that like I did not act like that until like you did in high school. I didn't act like that until college.
I hit that at 15.
But I think it's because Serena was a little more independent during high school, whereas MacKenna, you were relying on mom and dad a little bit more for day-to-day things. I think.
Yeah, because I had to wait until my senior year to even get my permit.
I'm not just on the journey.
I mean, that was kind of your own fault because I got my.
That was not.
I reasonably argued for getting my
dad had license. To sneak me out of the house over Christmas break to get my permit.
I had to wait till I was this old and she had to do it younger. Classic sibling fight. Yeah. You're witnessing it here.
But when I was arguing to get my permit, I don't even know if you were in the house at that point anymore. But like I argued with mom and dad a lot. More so mom. Dad was just like, come on, just let her. Like she's already older than everyone else. I didn't have to do that stupid class. If you're in Georgia and you're trying to get your license, well, you get your permit at 15 at the earliest. You wait a year and then you can get your license at 16. And to get your license at 16, you had to take like this week-long, 2-week-long, I don't know, driving course that you had to pay for. Or if you waited until you were 17, you didn't have to do that course and you could just get your license. So I'm glad I didn't have to do that course and I waited until I was 17 because really, where was I going to go in? And my friends could drive me. So, I mean, I don't know if that course was mandatory or not. I'm pretty sure it was.
I think it was.
Yeah, I think it was, but I don't know. Um, but I like this was a topic of conversation for months.
You don't think I tried for months?
No,
I did. I was like, I want to drive myself to cheer practice and the aquarium and stuff.
Well, I can see why mom and dad didn't want you driving into Atlanta or somewhere that was like 30 minutes away. That's totally reasonable. I was just trying to drive to school in my friend's house and blah 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 blah. And try and have an actual life outside of the house. But I don't think you argued as much as I did. But you know, I wasn't there every time. I was not omnipresent.
Okay. The next one, which I think is false, is financially irresponsible. Serena and I are the savers, and we think Tori is the spender.
Well, Tori.
I'd like you to look at our accounts now.
That's not fair. You have a real job.
My philosophy
in 3 months.
philosophy was that I wanted to enjoy my life. So the money that I was making was my spending money because I didn't want to spend my college or high school and college years just like worrying about saving, when in reality the amount of money I would have saved in that time would not have been like much of a dent compared to what I can save now. That I make a lot more money. So like
yeah,
to me it was like it's more worth it to like have good times with my friends and go out and do things because I went to college in Boston, so I wanted to travel around, and so I spent my money because I wanted to enjoy that time.
Well, I always saved because I liked having that cushion there, and I was like, I want to enjoy my life in the future. So like, I'm glad when I got into a car accident, I'm glad I already had the money to cover it.
Yeah, and in that case, like, I mean, I was lucky enough to know that if I got in a car accident, mom and dad could at least like cover me until I could pay them back. Like, I'm lucky to have been, you know, in that scenario that if something happened, I wouldn't have been like totally screwed. Whereas like in a semester back then, I could have saved maybe like, you know, $2,000 over the whole semester if I saved like almost everything I made. Versus now, like I can save that in like a month. So like, was it worth all that scrimping and not enjoying that semester of school in order to save that when I could save it so easily now?
Well, like I also saved, like my money went to like going to South Africa for that unpaid internship
to enjoy in those years.
But also like I have a lot of money saved so that like when I'm done here on Jekyll and I hopefully like go back to Atlanta or something, I can like not worry about having to put like, I don't know, down payment on some rent or something, or having super high rent or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, I had that stuff covered, and I was lucky enough that with like the field I chose to go into, I have a lot of job security, and I kind of know exactly what I was gonna, like I knew exactly how much I was gonna make pretty much at my first job because there's a certain standard for physical therapy. So I was lucky that I was like in that mindset through college. I knew like within so many months of graduating, I would have a job and I'd be making X amount of money because that's just standard. Whereas, you know, like your majors, they're great majors, but it doesn't have that same like sense of standard and security that like I will definitely get a job within a few months and I will definitely be making this minimum amount of money.
We're not in great paying fields.
Whereas like, I knew I would be able to save by a certain amount. I knew I'd be able to make my loan payments and things like as long as I got a job by.
Yeah, but even like when you were younger.
I know, but that's what I mean. The amount I would have saved when I was young wouldn't have been a dent compared to what I can save now. I would have been sacrificing having fun at that point in my life to save what I could make in a few hours now.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, I haven't had a chance to talk. I think, there's positives and benefits to saving and everything. I've liked that I've been a saver because there have been times where I haven't had a job either because I'm, home for break for 6 weeks and it doesn't make sense to get a job. Or I did a semester studying at another school and it didn't, like, who's going to hire me to work 3 months and, something like that. But that also led to me, yeah, like what Tori was saying, what she didn't save all her money necessarily. Like it led to me not having fun. Like a lot of the time, I'd be like, no, I don't want to go spend money. Like I'm already paying for a meal plan at the school. Like why would I go out to eat? So I never went out to eat. Even like I think I went on a date like once a month at the most. Like and sometimes even then it still went a few months without anything. And so it was just kind of that.
Yeah, like you have to change your mindset over. It's not about that I'm going to get food. It's about that I'm having this social outing with spending time with my friend. That's going to be a memory or going to be, something to do.
Yeah. But I have tried to change my mindset on that. Because I've just been lucky enough, at least summer 2020, first COVID summer, I got a job working in Georgia and I was able to save a lot of money. And at that time, we were having a weird home situation. So I didn't want to be in the house. So I was constantly out with my best friend, Ashley, or my other friend, Grant. And like, I was just always trying to be out of the house, seeing Tabitha, like just, yeah.
It's the sad fact of the world that everything you want to do costs money.
Yeah, basically. But so I got to save a lot of money that summer. And then I was, because of just how COVID was and everything, and I had ended up getting some sort of scholarship through school, I was able to use that money to pay off the whole semester. So I didn't need loans, which felt really good. And then that just kind of was like, oh, like I want to do more, like with my life. Like I just am so bored that fall 2020, when I was at the school I am in out in UNH, I was so done with it. I was bored. I didn't want to be here anymore. I need to go out and do something. So I did a semester away in Colorado, which we'll talk about another time. But, you go there and, in the middle of the Rocky Mountains, everybody is just so active. They just want to do. They're at school, to get an education, get a job when they're older, but really they're there because that's the best place to go skiing. They're there because they want to go ice fishing, fly fishing, hunting's good. They're there to do what they love. And school is just, a thing to fill the time in between ski sessions. And
a convenient location.
Exactly. And so like while I was out there and this past summer, and this past semester, I've really tried working on being okay with spending money to get that experience. Because I have a good time. I have fun. I enjoy it.
Go to Colorado and just sit in your dorm all day. You want to experience the things around you. Yeah.
Exactly.
Money, unfortunately.
Yeah. I'm still in like super saver mode most of the time, but it's because like, oh, like I'm going to Disney next week, so I'm gonna like save my money so I can like live it out there and stuff.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Buy as many Dole Whips as we want.
And we should also acknowledge that we did have parents, or do. MacKenna and I are still more dependent than Tori. Tori's pretty independent except for that phone bill, apparently. But we had parents who were able to support us. We didn't have to pay, car insurance, phone bills. We got food at home, like it covered that stuff. So we were able to save when we were younger because we didn't have those big expenses that some people
we didn't have our own cars or really our licenses until college, except for Serena. So like, because our parents didn't want us to drive.
Yeah, I only got my first car like a few months ago.
Yeah. So where some people might have been paying car insurance from 16, like I didn't have my license until I was like 19. So.
Yeah. But even when we did, our parents, they helped us get cars. They helped, maybe they didn't cover the full.
We're definitely very fortunate that we can spend the money that we have, and know that if an emergency happened, like, wow, we want to be prepared for it and we want to be able to independently cover that because, for our own like feel good and sanity, like that we are independent. Like if something really happened, like our parents would be there for us. So
I will say it felt good. My first University of Florida semester, it was a summer semester, so I didn't have any like loans approved for that school. It felt good to be able to pay my entire cost with my own money. Like that felt so good.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, save money, but still.
Yeah, and you just have to like think about the future. Like I just, like I said before, I knew like, yes, I will have loan payments, but I'll be making enough that I'll be able to spend what I want and pay my loans and save a little. Like, whereas when you don't have that security waiting for you at the end of graduation, you have to be prepared to make those payments, no matter what you're making.
Okay, we can get more into this another time.
We'll talk finances one time.
Yeah. Okay, next up is competitive. Serena? No? I am.
I never thought that there was competition between the three of us. Really?
No.
I never pressured academically because MacKenna was usually better at school because at least we went to the same high school, so it was relevant. Tori.
Oh, good. So it's not like one of us was like an outcast in terms of like academics or something.
No, as a child, I definitely struggled more than you guys because how when you're in elementary school and they have like the advanced program, they also have the unadvanced program, and I've been that. There was like 4 or 5.
I was for math too, I think.
I was just there for everything. And it wasn't until we moved to Australia when I was 11 that I don't know, for some reason I was like the smart.
Yeah.
It might have just been, we're not saying that we are smarter than all Australians. Absolutely.
It's just like the way the school system's set up.
Yeah.
Like what they were learning was stuff we'd already learned.
Yeah. And then I was like, ooh, it feels good to be the smartest. And then I tried to keep going on that track. But I never felt like it was a competition between MacKenna and I.
No.
And eventually we went off and did our own separate sports or clubs. So I didn't really feel.
Yeah.
I definitely felt like competitive with like other people in my life. Like obviously like people in my own grade, like I would be like competing. We're like competing for spots at colleges basically. Like that's why I joined so many clubs because I was like, I have to like compete for spots in a good college and scholarships and stuff. Or like when I was little, there was one girl I was very competitive against at cheerleading. Like I just had to be better than her. I had to.
Yeah, I feel like I had those people in sports too.
Yeah, I want to be better.
But academically, I don't think I ever really felt that pressure.
All right, what's next?
Bored easily.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely get very bored. It's also like it's weird when you're in college. At least it might be like this when you get a real job. I don't know yet. But when you live on campus, you're constantly in a state of like, I am at school, I should be doing work. But when you want to take a break, it's like, oh, what can I do? Do you just go on your phone and watch something?
Well, I felt that like distance learning too. Because like my master's was all online. So it was like 2020, 2021 school year. And like I always felt like even though I was home most of the time or at work, like even at work, I was like, oh, there's like so much schoolwork I probably should be doing right now. Like I should be researching for my technical paper or researching for another paper or reading something else or just like so much.
Yeah.
I always felt like there was something to do. And when I graduated, I became so bored.
Yeah, I definitely get bored. I don't know. I mean, it's weird. I think to the summer when I wasn't in classes, I did a Maymester class, but that was it. And then I was just working, and with travel included, it was, over 40 hours a week, but actual in work, it was 35. And it just took a lot of time. And in my spare time, I would work out or I would watch movies. I watched a lot of Marvel. I watched all the Star Wars movies I could. And
Oh yeah, I watched the Star Wars movies this summer.
yeah, I think I've just thinking about this summer in particular, I wasn't bored this summer. And I was in Colorado, or Colorado. Um, so I didn't get, but I definitely in high school very, very bored. I would get, because we didn't have cars, like we couldn't go anywhere. And then I didn't get a job until the end of senior year. So I didn't really have money to spend to go and do fun things. And my friends had jobs or they had other stuff that they were doing. So yeah, I was very bored in high school. Absolutely. I can't believe I had summers where I didn't have a job. Like, what did I do? What did I do all day?
I know.
I don't understand.
Yes, 2 more things. Likes to be pampered.
Oh, yeah.
Likes to pamper herself.
Oh, yes, girl. Yes, gotta treat yourself. Oh my God. You gotta put on your robe. You gotta exfoliate your face. You gotta eat your favorite snack in bed and watch a show. Okay? You gotta do it. And you gotta put in your retainer. I don't care. Put in your retainer.
I don't do that.
Serena does have a robe with her name stitched in it. That's how much she loves her robe.
I don't want to show it to you right now because I was doing my makeup earlier and I got blush all over it. So they're just like red and it's all white. So there's just.
I would say the robe thing has probably been a solid like 10 years. Because I feel like that started in Australia now.
It started when she got her like snuggly or whatever. Isn't it?
My Snuggie.
Snuggie.
I don't know when I got a robe. I think I like got a hand-me-down robe from one of you when we were in Georgia, which is where we lived after Australia. And then I would just wear it constantly because there was a time in my life when I would come home from school and remove my pants.
Yep.
And I would just, yeah, that was in Australia.
And just
Because it was hot. We walked to and from school. And so I would come home and take off my pants.
I'd bring Jordan home and I'd be like, Serena, your pants on? And then you would get your robe. I'm pretty sure you would get a robe then.
I don't know if I had a robe when we were in Australia. I don't
We'll
know.
have to ask mom and dad.
But I mean, it's just so nice. Like after a shower, I don't have to get dressed right away. I can put on my robe, go get my food, eat it, relax, and then get dressed once.
Hours at home. That's what you did. That's why you weren't bored. You were just in your robe all day long.
I'm leisuring. It's my leisure suit. I'm leisuring. Oh, I don't know if I should curse. Put that Jenna Marbles video. The fuck does it look like I'm doing? I'm leisuring. But yeah, and in the morning when it's cold, throw on a robe. Anyway, yeah, I pamper myself. I don't think I pamper myself, like I don't do my nails. I don't like go to the hair salon and dye my hair. I don't do that.
Like you like to pamper yourself, but you don't expect others to pamper you. That's what it sounds like.
No, I expect it. I just don't get it. It's more
at home.
Yeah, I just like to leisure.
Does Nick pamper you?
Sure. He'll give me massages, but then the whole time he's giving me a massage, I'm thinking, like, oh, I have to give him a massage.
Same.
Uh-huh.
So usually I'll be like, you go first. So that way when I get to go, I get to like actually relax.
Yeah. That's the way to do it.
Okay, the last one is sense of humor. Yes.
Definitely.
Oh my God. I always find that such a big compliment when people like tell me I'm funny. I'm like, what? Like that's like, I don't know. That makes me really happy.
You're hilarious. You're the class clown of the family.
I try. I was not a class clown in school. I remember spitting out a few good jokes here and there and like being like, oh my God, everyone laughed. But
So
then,
I feel now.
yeah, but then when it happens to McKenna, that random occasion in our family, McKenna makes a good joke. It's like whenever mom makes a good joke, you don't expect it, but it's really good, and you're like, oh my God, they did that. But yeah, I think it's a huge compliment if people tell me I'm funny. I try.
You are.
I had somebody tell me I'm sassy today and that she loves how sassy I am. And I was like, thank you. I love it when people call me sassy. Because usually that's like only once I've known them for a long time, I'll like be sassy in front of them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a sign that like we're becoming good friends.
Yeah. I also think just within our family, we just have a good dynamic of going back and forth, and that just makes a good atmosphere to make jokes. And we're also not afraid to, roast on each other a little bit in the joke, which you don't necessarily do with friends. Maybe with extremely close friends, but not day-to-day people. But yeah, I think I'm the funniest when it's all five of us, five together.
Definitely.
Maybe throw in Jordan and Kevin, any of Tori's friends, Maddie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, any of Tori's friends works.
Yeah, they're all way funnier than me.
No,
But they tell me I'm funny.
you're funny.
That sounded so sincere.
Really, I just steal jokes and impressions from other people.
I have like a much more reserved sense of humor. Like Daddy says I have like an intelligent humor. Like Gilmore Girls is like my perfect humor. Like love that. But like crude humor and slapstick stuff, like no. But Serena, your sense of humor is very like Gilmore Girls aligned. Like the way you speak it. I know you find more funny than I do, but like the way you put out humor a lot is like often. I think you're hilarious.
Thank you. I'm trying to work on my references so I get better. But I haven't watched a lot of movies, apparently. I didn't know this. So I'm trying to watch more movies and more pop culture so I can make more pop culture references and historical references.
I think the funniest family member is Nana.
That's just because she's an old lady.
She's so funny. Oh my God. We'll talk about that.
An older lady.
Maybe we'll have Nana on. That'd be fun.
You're still young, Nana.
Yeah. Yeah, she won't figure out how to listen to a podcast.
She'll be like, you're around, can you play it for me? And then we'll be like, hey, Nana, you want us to play the podcast for you? And she'll be like, I'm about to go down for my nap.
Or she might say, what's a podcast?
That's probably more accurate.
Then we play it and she'd be like, oh, this is what a podcast is.
When did you guys do
dinner
this?
Table.
Yeah, but we're going to be doing a BuzzFeed quiz probably on like every episode because that's something we do a lot. We share BuzzFeed quizzes with each other. So we thought it would make a fun segment. So it's time for our BuzzFeed quiz.
Yeah, we have a group chat where occasionally we'll usually send each other, usually like related to Disney or Gilmore Girls, stuff like that. And that's
American Girl dolls.
all right.
Well, guess your work order based on the ice cream you make. Choose a bowl or cone.
Ooh.
I'm going with the waffle cone, just a straight waffle cone.
One with the like chocolate cone, I think.
Yeah, I want the chocolate cone with sprinkles.
How many
that other one is?
1, 2, 3, or 4?
2 scoops.
3.
Oh,
All the flavors.
yeah, I want 3.
And I like the cone to be full.
Yeah, because you got to have a scoop to fill it.
I just know if I get more than 2, one of them's gonna drop.
No, not if you have a good waffle cone and a good scoop. I scooped ice cream also.
Have you met me?
What flavor will your first scoop be? Cookies and
Any
cream.
cookies and cream is so lame. It's so lame. Anyone?
You gotta read the choices out, Serena.
Okay,
For the people listening.
we'll talk. All these flavors are lame.
Okay. Cookies and cream, cookie dough, chocolate or vanilla for your first scoop.
I don't want any.
I'm going cookie dough.
These all kind of suck. Cookies and cream. Anyone who goes and spends $6 on a waffle cone and just gets cookies and cream or vanilla, oh my god, what are you doing? You are wasting your money. You have to save.
Vanilla was Walt Disney's favorite ice cream flavor because it was like a blank canvas and he could add anything he wanted to it.
He's also from like.
Well, yeah, but if you're adding something different, like if you're getting vanilla, but you're adding like raspberry preserves that you just recently made, then that's good.
Yeah, but he's also from like 100 years ago, and how many options were there?
They probably didn't have cookies and cream.
No.
Okay.
I'll say cookie dough.
I said chocolate.
Mm.
Second scoop. Get no thanks on good, vanilla, chocolate, caramel.
I'm doing caramel.
I got chocolate this one.
I'm doing chocolate.
I'm going caramel.
So you guys know our mom's a chocolatier, so chocolate runs in our veins.
Pick a topping. No, I'm good. M&Ms, sprinkles, or chocolate.
I'm good.
I'm doing M&Ms all the way. I love M&Ms. They're my favorite.
I'm good because I don't know, when you put like cold chocolate and cold M&Ms onto ice cream, it's just like the texture.
The M&Ms get too hard, but chocolate shavings tend to go well in ice cream. They don't get hard. Chocolate chips get hard.
Oh, I got youngest child.
I got youngest child.
What's the description?
You're the youngest child. You're spoiled and you get everything you want.
I got middle child. You're the middle child. Studies show that the middle child is the smartest child.
In some ways, maybe.
At school, academically, I would say.
But...
Yeah, I'm book smart. I'm not street smart. I lack some common sense.
Yeah. All right.
Cool.
Does it a wrap on our very first episode? So glad everyone could join us. This was fun.
And next week we plan on talking about Christmas.
Yes, we're gonna talk Christmas traditions, memories, and
plans for the year.
Yes.
And if you don't celebrate Christmas, we understand if you don't want to listen, but it might just be a good conversation overall.
It'll probably still be a good laugh. So
yeah.
Awesome. Have a great day, everyone. Thanks for listening to this week's Long Distance Sisters. Be sure to subscribe for more episodes and leave a good review.
And check out the video version on our YouTube channel.
You can find all of our other social media information in the description.
Talk to you later.
Bye.